Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Corporate Commander TFW. I'm not joined by Mikey this week as he is aged like a fine bone in the desert. And this week we're joined by the one and only Mr Grufflock. Hello Gruff.
First we're gonna rock, then we're gonna roll, then we're gonna start. Go, baby, go. X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. X gonna give it. I'm so white.
I kind of wish you'd changed it to Gruff's gonna give it to you.
Gruff's gonna get you. Gruff's gonna get you.
That's a different song. That tune goes with Belly's gonna get you, I think.
Gruff is gonna get you. Gruff
But,
is gonna get
but
you.
instead of a giant stomach with a belly button jumping towards you, it's just your head.
It's just, my head, but it's got like little tiny legs.
Yeah, no, it's just bouncing.
I want my head to be travelling around on tiny spider legs.
Why spider legs? What, like Alla the Thing?
No, I'm thinking more just like robotic spider legs, like I was going to say MODOK. That's not right. Mojo from X-Men.
Oh, I was thinking of the bad guy from the Mask cartoon.
Oh yeah, that would also
Yeah,
work.
though I can't remember his name.
We're going to call him Spider Legs McFred.
Spider Legs McFred.
Yes, that'll do. That's his name now.
It's a good one, you know. It strikes fear in people, I'm sure.
Well, considering the fact that Cops had a bad guy named Buttons McBoom Boom, I think we're in good company.
Yeah, but Buttons McBoom Boom was a badass boy.
Mm-hmm. And you had the great sentence of, "No, McBoom Boom," which to this day makes me so happy.
Meh. What a
I'm gonna
show.
get you, Big Boss. No, you're not, see? I'm Big Boss.
What a show.
It was great.
Well, no. No.
In various forms in fiction, it was great. If you think about it in a certain manner, it was amazing.
Yeah. If you think about it as a child would, you can have a lot of fun with it. If you start going anywhere past that, you're done. It's game
Buttons, McBoom Boom.
over. He had guns in his tummy.
There was another one called Misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Come on. These are amazing names.
They were names made for toys.
They really were. What was the name of the main good guy? Do you remember?
Bulletproof
Bulletproof.
vest. Yeah.
Bulletproof. Yeah.
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof vest.
That's it. Bulletproof vest. Jeez.
Jack vest.
How are you doing this week, Mr. Gruff? You feeling good? You feeling okay?
Aye, lad, aye. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling rather intimate. So please get yourselves comfortable around your headphones and let's see what transpires.
Okay. That's not how we usually go for the Moonbase 2, but that's a different way. It's a different way.
I've got small orphans roasting on an open fire. Sit yourself down.
Well,
Get comfy.
it is the season for it, I suppose.
Yes, as Cliff Richard always said, we've got logs on the fire and kids up the tree, and it's time to set fire to everyone but me.
It sounds like you've practiced that a few too many times, but there you go.
That literally off the top of my head. I do apologise.
Well, we do have some Transformers news this week, so I'm not going to ask you what you've been up to just yet. I'm gonna save that for later as a special secret source surprise. But we're going to kick off with Hallmark's itty bitty Optimus Prime Christmas ornaments, as they have been found, or they've been seen at least, in local Hallmark stores in Kalamazoo, which doesn't sound like a real place, and apparently MI, which is Mississippi. Is that right?
I think it's either Mississippi or Missouri.
Yeah, it's one of those places. But Kalamazoo, that sounds like somewhere from The Wizard of Oz.
We found the hallmarks at Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the user Rook Bartleby is the one who found it, which does sound like a munchkin. So,
It's all coming together. This is all just a sinister lie.
Mayor Rook Bartleby, you've been stolen by the Grinch again.
Not again.
This happens every Christmas here in Kalamazoo.
Well, Itty Bitty Optimus Prime is going to be $6.95, so, effectively $7. If you're in the market for an itty bitty Optimus Prime, he's a thing. He's at least he looks correct. He's painted to a pretty decent standard compared to the last kind of Optimus Prime Christmas ornament me and Mikey talked about. Now, Gruff, you like Christmas, I'm told. You're not a Grinch.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I do enjoy Christmas Day. I'll give you that.
You don't enjoy the shopping experience.
I don't enjoy the run up to Christmas. It makes me want to nuke the site from orbit.
Mm.
It's the only way to be sure.
Well, what do you think about Christmas decorations? And more importantly, what do you think about itty bitty Optimus Prime or itty bitties, plural?
There are places for Christmas decorations to go, and there is a place for itty bitty Optimus Prime to go as he sits on your tree and constantly stares at you and your dog, judging you and the life choices you've made over the last 12 months.
Is this why you have a cat, so you could have the cat take out the Optimus Prime on the tree, or within the tree?
I would actually buy this just to make Gimli attack it. Its eyes terrify me.
You know, it looks like it might be made out of some kind of shatterable materials. I'm not sure I would recommend that, because your cat might get bits of itty bitty Optimus Prime in his itty bitty face.
It looks like it's been made out of inflatable ceramic. It's weird. It looks like a balloon, but a balloon made of pots.
Yeah.
It's a really odd material. It's got an odd shine to it. I don't like it.
Is that the paint that's creating the shine, though? Or is that the material
think it
itself?
is. I think it's the paint.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it looks nice if that's the type of thing you want, and that's the type of thing you're after. It's there, and look at it. It exists.
Still needs a Christmas hat or a sack of toys or Energon cubes or something.
I think that's what bothers me. It's not very Christmassy.
No, it seems to be happening a lot. A lot of Christmas decorations, at least that I see every now and again when I go into a store, is just a character, and it's not a Christmas-themed character. It is simply the character.
I mean, if it was the version of Optimus Prime from the front of the Marvel UK issue where he's got the beard and he's pulling it off and he's like, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, everybody, then that would be something I'd be interested in getting.
Yeah.
This, because it's not very Christmassy, doesn't do anything for me. And it doesn't look... It looks like a South Park character dressed as Optimus Prime.
Oh, I can see that, yeah. Okay,
It doesn't... It looks like a Weeble. And they do wobble but don't fall down.
No. They're unholy creations of God.
It's almost like one of the Angry Birds Transformers things. It's almost there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not quite, because it's got some kind of weird design built into it originally before it gets to being a Transformer that kind of doesn't work very well. I think also I'm so used to Peter Cullen's miserable Optimus Prime that the fact that he's smiling feels like a lie.
This could be young Optimus Prime though from G1 when he was happy and he knew what joy was.
I'll play basketball.
I'll be a little bit, country.
Yeah.
That's what that Optimus Prime was. Ironhide was a little bit of rock and roll.
Yeah. It's jazz was a little bit hip hop.
Mr. Gruff. Actually, I know a Christmas decoration that you would like if they ever made it, but they never will. A Dr. Robotnik themed Santa Claus, a la like the ones from the Sonic the comics back in the day, because I'm sure Robotnik dressed up as Santa in one of the issues of the UK comic.
Yeah. More than one over the years. And yes, if there was a Dr. Robotnik dressed as Santa Claus, I would have that.
Yeah.
What would be even better would be the Santa Claus from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon series.
Mm-hmm.
The original one, not the good one. I say not the good one. Not the one in the middle that was watchable. Not the really bad one to start with, and not the terrible one that came after.
Not the one where they were in a rock band.
They never found their mother. That lies.
It lies, yeah. Terrible, horrible lies.
Lying goddamn piece of crap. I've completely gone off my train of thought here. The Dr. Robotnik-looking Santa Claus that's in that Christmas special, who Sonic originally thinks is Dr. Robotnik because he looks so much like him. I would have that.
Okay. Even though it's from a terrible, terrible show.
Even because that design is terrifying.
Yeah.
That Robotnik with his weird proportions dressed as Santa Claus is just unsettling. So I'd have that on top of my tree.
There was a lot of jokes about his giant bottom.
There really was. I don't know what was going on with that show.
I don't think a lot of people did. I think I remember enjoying it when I was a kid and saw it, but I don't know why.
Because you were a fan of the Beano, and
I wasn't. I really didn't like the Beano. Everybody told me the Beano was, everybody in a child's life which is like probably like 3 people told me it was great, and I just thought it was rubbish. I think the reason I liked it was because it was the only Sonic show.
Yes.
There was nothing else, and it was like the closest thing I could get.
And, you know, it's not like Sonic keeps coming back every couple of years. You know, Sonic
Ruining
Adventures
himself.
of Sonic the Hedgehog, the later series, the Sonic Underground, Sonic X,
Sonic Forces.
Sonic Boom,
Sonic Unleashed. Sonic and the magic flying carpet of doom.
Sonic being ground to hamburger by Sega.
Sonic and the loot boxes.
That
Sonic
wouldn't
at War.
surprise me.
I want to see the Call of Duty crossover with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, it's just like super realistic, and then there's just this hedgehog in World War II.
Yeah, but he's got a gun and a hat, and he can't run fast. He's just
That's
shooting
what
people.
It's not just Sonic at the Olympic Games. How? How is Sonic at the Olympic Games fair? I don't understand.
Well, apparently it is.
Does he have concrete in his shoes just to make it fair? You know,
He's been hit with horse tranks. Hundreds of horse tranks.
Just every now and again, just at the beginning of every match, he's just.
He doesn't even know where he is. He didn't even agree to the game. He was just dragged onto the set.
No, that's just how Sega do a Sonic game nowadays.
Drag him up, boys. Drag him on. Drag him on. But we'll move on as there's another bit of crappy news, as there are Transformers embossed tin signs found at Hobby Lobby, which is apparently a store. And you can get these in, again, Kalamazoo, Missouri, or Mississippi or somewhere.
Good old Mayor Rook Bartleby and his amazing finds.
Yeah, they're a sure thing. These are a little bit more expensive than Itty Bitty Optimus Prime, as this is $12.50. Hang on, and $10 each. Okay, so one of them's $10 and the other one is $12. The first sign, I don't know how much this one is, but it is a culmination of insignia. So you've got the Autobot one, the Predacon one, Decepticon, Warrior Bot.
Yep.
What's Warrior Bot?
I have no idea. They ran out of ideas and realised that they had one space left.
I wonder if... I bet McFeely knows or someone like that.
No, Warrior-Bot doesn't exist.
Really?
No, I'm fairly sure.
Okay. Maximals, Wreckers, Viacons.
Yep.
Protectors.
Protectors with Rodimus's face. Yep.
Who the fuck are the Protectors? Not the Protector bots, but the Protectors.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, there's the Minicons.
Yes.
Gonna have to get in close for this one, so excuse the microphone.
Terrabot.
Is that what it says? Because the it's quite hard to read it. So Terrabots is the skull thing from the Return of Optimus Prime.
Yep. So that's the Quintesson symbol, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other one again? I can't read that one either.
Then the next one is the Unicron symbol, and it's the Blentrons. Which is like,
yeah, it's fair enough.
Hang on. And then you've got, finally, the Dinobots with the Lightning Strike Coalition symbol.
Oh, that classic symbol.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I don't know which weirds me out most, the fact that they made up 3 factions, or they threw the Blentrons into it.
I'm glad the Blentrons are remembered by someone, though I do feel that this was a thing that someone went onto TF Wiki and just went, or onto Google, I could be wrong, and just typed in Transformer symbols.
Yes, I think you're probably right.
And then just went, okay, we'll just copy and paste that.
So why is the Predacon symbol the Prime Predacon and not the Beast Wars Predacon, whilst the Maximal is the Beast Wars Maximal?
You see this rag, Gruff? What's it smell of? Go to sleep.
Smells of toes.
Yep, toe jam. It's only done in done in 2 colors, silver and black. So it's a little bit uninspired. The other one I think is a bit more interesting. It says Transformers in the center at an angle. On one side it's got Soundwave, Megatron, and Starscream. On the other it's got Optimus, Bumblebee, and Grimlock. Mm-hmm. What are these designs?
They're the mobile game, aren't they?
I think so. But which mobile game?
Oh, the
fighting one, right?
No, the one before that. The card game.
Legends?
Yeah, was it Legends? I think it was Legends.
Maybe.
Yeah, the one that you were collecting the cards, and then you could form the cards together, and then you got another card, and that allowed them to transform. And
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, it wasn't great, but
A lot of
it
people
existed.
played it, I hear.
They did. They really did. And people enjoy playing that kind of card game. It's
Addictive.
The art was nice.
Yes.
I quite liked the art. There was a lot of really cool redesigns of like classic toys and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going right the way back, because that Bumblebee is the 2007 Classics Bumblebee.
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah, which, to be honest, is still my favourite Bumblebee figure, even though it is incredibly dated now. It's nice and chunky.
How old is it, Gruff?
It is nearly 11 years old at this point.
Yeah. Think about that.
No,
Yeah.
I shall not. You can't make me.
Well, what do you think of these two signs? Are these signs that you would buy and, plant over Abby's face?
I think that first set's actually pins,
Do you? Why do you say that?
Because if you look at them, they look like they pop out of that. They look like they're going to be tiny badges. I don't know what it is.
Are you sure it's not just that's the embossed part of the
It might
the
be.
thing?
It might be. It's just they look like little badges to me. I don't know what it is. But no.
No?
The only one of these two I'd be interested in getting is the one with the symbols on it. That's purely because there's a knockoff Poundland version of Transformers there with the Warrior Bot, a higher class B&M version with the Protectors, and then the Terrabot confuses me, and then Blendtron just makes my brain hurt.
I want to believe that one of these could easily have been a symbol that Wei Zhang used or someone like that.
Yes, I think
Easily.
you're probably right. The Warrior Bot, I mean, all of them are cut. So they've got like the symbol and it's there and it's been cut, except the Warrior Bot one, which has just been printed onto a silver round sign, which just solidifies its Poundlandness.
Yeah.
And it does look like it could be some kind of Japanese symbol for a hero series, maybe.
Sure, yeah. Okay, I could
but-
buy that.
What was that Korean's? There was like a Korean toy line from a couple of years ago that of cars to robots.
Oh, Tobots.
Yes,
Or
it looks
something like
it
that.
It could have walked straight off that.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's not though, but yeah.
Do you want to take us on to the next story, Mr.
Well, I was
Gruff?
gonna
Because
say-
I don't want these things. I think they're a bit of pants.
Are you sure, Andy? Are you sure you don't want a Terrabot symbol?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, who's your favourite Terrabot?
I don't know who the Terrabots are.
Mine's Chickatron. He turns into 3 chickens.
He doesn't turn into a chickadee.
No, just 3 chickens.
Or a cockatrice.
Yes, yeah, the combined mode's a cockatrice, yeah. It's a cockatrice.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 chickens. Cockatrice.
No.
Okay.
This is where the podcast ends.
Get out. Do you want me to talk about FansToys F224 Rouge?
I sure do. And I've got a
Well-
special picture to send you while you're talking about that, related to this, which I'm not sure if you've seen or not.
Oh, good. So, Masterpiece Collectors fans who are looking for an RC will be pleased, I say, over the moon to know that third-party FansToys have revealed full-colour pictures of the FT24 Rouge Masterpiece Scale RC. 2005, that's TFW 2005, board's member Dianji has shared new full-colour images of FansToys homage to Generation 1 RC. There are full body shots which reveal several poses and the interchangeable faces, one with her classic visor. We also get to have a look at the vehicle mode next to the Masterpiece Sideswipe and group pictures in robot mode next to other FansToys figures like FT19 Apache, Masterpiece Springer, FT17 Hoodlum, Masterpiece Hot Rod, and FT22 Coot. Masterpiece Cup. Right, let's have a look to see what Andy has just sent me. What picture has Andy sent me?
This was a picture that went up alongside. I don't know if it went up alongside this, but it went up, and people started flipping the shit. For good reason, but it is related to this figure. So say what you see, Gruff. Say what you see. Say what you see.
I'm going to say that this
Yeah.
is... The camera has fallen sideways, which gives you a bad idea of what's actually happening here. Is that RC has accidentally found that she cannot stand up due to a broken servo in her legs, and Springer is trying desperately to pick her up off the floor, and she's going, "Ow, it hurts!" and beats him around the head.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening in that picture.
The internet construed it a bit as Springer forcing himself upon Arcee, and she was screaming, "No, please don't."
You could also see that. That's why is that? What? Why?
I don't know. I think the intention was to make it sexy, like, and if it's the way that she's positioned her arms in the first picture, if she'd had them so her hands were behind her head, like she was relaxing, and then she's like, no, go down. I think that's what they were intending, but it just comes across as her screaming, "Oh God, no, no."
It really does, and I echo that statement. Oh God, no.
Yeah.
No.
The worrying thing is, I don't know, because it's not in the story that I sent you from TFW. I don't know if this was someone at the company who took this photo, or someone who got the hands on the toy early and took this photo. I don't know. It seems weird, and this just means that this. Have you ever seen Reveltech Woody, Gruff?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Do you remember, like, Reveltech Woody has a special face, doesn't he?
He does indeed, yes.
It wasn't intended to be as creepy and slightly pervy and rapey as it was. But the people online, or people who had the toy, took him and made him the most perverted figure that has ever lived.
Yes, because people are monsters.
Yes, so I definitely feel that this is the same kind of idea. Like, that face could probably just be used as a battle cry screaming, "I'm going to shoot you with my guns."
Mm-hmm.
But the internet's going to do some horrible, horrible things, I feel, with that in the not-too-distant future. So that's something.
To be honest, going through this gallery, there's a few other pictures in here which are also quite uncomfortable.
Yes, yeah. But then again, we're going to be talking about the power of the Prime Starscream, and then, people did this picture, which I've just sent you. So say what you see when I sent you this one, Gruff. Say what you see. Say what you see.
Well, Starscream's got a Megatron crotch, who is staring out over what appears to be a gigantic gun penis. Which is, I'm sticking with gun penis because I'm not going to go into what else is happening here. And he's having a squat.
Yes.
There is nothing sexual going on in this picture at all.
No, are you sure?
No, I'm not, Andy, which is why you've shared it with me. Because there is Starscream sodomy going on in this picture. Yeah,
Combiner formed Starscream and poor Quake is taking the new gun barrel
Yep.
in an uncomfortable position.
In the back of a Volvo.
Yeah. So, it's not just Arcee that got it this week, it's also Quake, I guess. Equality.
I hate people.
I laugh because it's like, oh, people.
You're all doing? Monsters.
Yeah. So what do you think about Rouge, as she's called? Not the bat from Sonic, but the Arcee figure. apart from her encounter with Springer, how do you think this figure looks and all that jazz?
Is it just me? Right.
Okay, right.
Or does this not... I'm trying to think of a way of putting this. This doesn't look like a Transformer to me.
In what sense?
It leans heavily into like a Microman or something design. There's something about the lines on it, and I understand why they're there, because female Transformer, so has to have that feminine proportion, so to speak.
I wouldn't even say just that. I'd say her animation model in the show was very similar to this, and it was very odd compared to everybody else.
Mm-hmm. I think it's all the mass amounts of line paneling, which looks like a lot of it comes apart for the transformation. I'd like to actually see how this thing transforms, because it looks like the legs basically jigsaw apart.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. But that's not to say I don't like it. I think it actually looks very, very cool. It feels like... those 3/4 Microman figures that were doing the rounds a couple of years back? They're all based on stuff like Batman.
Oh, yeah, I remember you got one, didn't you?
Yeah, and there was like a Devilman and stuff like that.
That's right, yeah.
It looks a lot like... The design aesthetic of it looks like that to me. It's got that kind of proportion to it.
Okay.
And think there's a lot to do with how the legs are working as well. It's the sort of the arm to torso ratio that kind of gives me that feel. The way that the hands sit at the end of the arms, it very much feels like a Microman design rather than a Transformers design, which I know is a weird thing to say considering, but you know. But does that make sense to you? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of. I'm not sure I agree 100% with it looking like a Microman thing, but I don't know. I think from my perspective, I'll look at how the arms look, and I think they look far too spindly, and I would be a little bit worried about them. But I'd say overall, I think it's a fairly decent representation of how Arcee should be. She has one of those magical transformations that just, it didn't work.
Yeah, I don't quite understand how to be honest, I don't understand how this thing turns into that car.
No, like you said, I would be interested to see just how this works.
I'm trying to have a look at the. She comes with 2 chests.
She does.
That's weird.
Yeah, one with a slightly weirder, more curved bust area.
Mm-hmm.
One that's just kind of normal-ish flat, I guess.
They don't seem to sit very flush against the rest of the torso, though.
No, they don't. Neither of them seem to go completely against the car.
No. Why is Hot Rod in the one of these pictures blacked out like he's a sex criminal?
I would imagine because he hasn't been released yet.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just like a teaser, I would guess.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah,
I was just wondering.
It seems like she comes with a decent amount of stuff, though. She seems to have 2 guns, which is cool, and like you say, the visor and stuff. It looks like if you're in the market for a Masterpiece Arcee, this will probably do you. It looks a lot better than the Generations one.
It does. I'm trying to actually find a picture of the last Arcee release, because I want to see how much this Arcee has in common with that.
In terms of what? In terms of the lines, or what specifically?
The design skeleton, for want of a better term.
Oh, I don't know about that, because the Generations one practically had the entire front half of the car just kind of sitting on her back.
Yeah.
And her thighs just kind of went up to her head.
What am I thinking of there? I'm thinking of something else entirely.
Who knows?
I don't know what I'm thinking of. What about the... Right, the Generations Arcee, the Titans Return Arcee is something entirely different.
Yes.
Which actually, the Titans Return Arcee actually looks freaking awesome. I like that.
The one out of Brainstorm Blur.
Yeah. That looks really cool.
You won't find that in the shop.
No, or was it a exclusive?
Yes.
It's not that one I'm looking at. There must be another third-party one out there that I'm thinking of.
More than likely.
Which I'm not going to start searching for a third-party Arcee, because that will just take forever. And
God, yeah.
But yeah, something... The picture of her on the rubble with the visor down and the gun, that seems incredibly familiar to me.
Does it?
Yeah, and I don't know why. I was just wondering if there was something out there that looked very, very similar. Or it could be that I saw a picture of this months ago. I don't know.
Yeah, well, who knows?
But,
I wonder if we'll get a repaint of Nightbird from this.
I think that's a strong possibility.
Yeah, I can see that. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think this would actually work better as Nightbird.
Why do you think that?
I just think that the sort of design of it's going to look really well. It's going to work really well for the ninja style of design that Nightbird is. I mean, that's not to say it doesn't look like Arcee. It looks very much like Arcee. I just think it would work better as Nightbird.
Well,
I think
it worked well when they switched it over again for the Generations and made that one Nightbird. So I definitely would agree with you there.
I think it's also because it's got the 2 big bits at the back, which could look like booster rockets.
Yeah, I can see that.
Whilst the animation model for Arcee never had that as such. She does have those 2 bits at the back, but they're not as clunky, for want of a better term.
No, they sit much closer to her, but you know, you can only do so much magic, I suppose, at the end of the day.
I've seen Beast Wars Dinobot. I know how much magic Takara have. Yeah.
But these guys aren't Takara.
No. It's this is like going to the Harry Potter school, isn't it? This is year 1.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Before they show you all the tricks and the black holes.
And before Dumbledore goes off and makes Beast Wars Dinobot. This is what you'll soon be, Harry.
A Dinobot?
A toy maker, you innocent little shit.
Ah! Go to the spider of forests, or the forest of spiders.
No, I like the spider of forests. A spider so large, forests have grown on it.
Oh, that sounds awful. I wouldn't want to go there.
Get in there, Harry.
Ugh.
You're a third-party designer, Harry. I'm a what?
You
You're
were.
a third-party designer.
Well, Mr. Gruff, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news?
Do you want to know about Masterbot?
Masterbots.
Some Masterbot Dino piece.
I do. Tell me about Masterbot Dino Piece.
So, the Figure O magazine, issue 238 no less, has got a ton of pictures about the Dinobot Masterpiece figure in both robot and beast mode. And he is massive.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at the size of him, to be honest.
Are these the first time you've seen images of Dinobot? Have you seen coloured ones before?
Yeah, I've seen the coloured ones before. I've had a peek-see of him. I have misgivings about him, but...
Why are the misgivings?
My misgivings mostly have to do with the fact that I'm fairly sure you need to sacrifice a virgin on a certain time of night for him to transform to robot to Dinobot. Because that's just magic.
That might be not a negative for everyone, though.
I think the only issue I've got with him is... I'm trying to think of a way of putting this. There is no way to get rid of the problem that I've got.
Okay.
And the problem that I've got is there are panel lines everywhere.
You mean for the dinosaur mode?
Yeah, for the Dinobot, for the dinosaur. Which there's no other way of doing it, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. He does look almost perfect to be the animation model stepped off the screen, except for those panel lines.
Sure.
But he's a Transformer. There is no way you're ever going to be able to do this without those panel lines.
It's the hardest thing I would imagine to do about beasts.
Exactly, yeah, because everything's got to be smooth and organic. The Primal kind of did it better, but the Primal is a completely different type of transformation.
Yeah, it's way easier.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things. It's an issue that I've always had with a lot of the organic Transformers. So it's anything from Beast Wars has always had that issue. I think a lot of the original Beast Wars ones, because they were so simple in transformation, a lot of the time they didn't really have it, so it didn't seem as jarring. But for the Dinobot, it does seem really jarring for me. But saying that, there's no way around it.
No.
The thing is a marvel of engineering.
And he seems to fit in really well with the other two Masterpiece toys. But from the images we have here, to me, it sticks out how not Masterpiece Rhinox and Rat Trap are.
I think Rat Trap fits better than Rhinox.
Oh, I would say it's the other way around. Because at least Rhinox looks like he should do from the show, while Rat Trap's got those jazz rat hands sticking out the side of him going, hey!
That's true, yeah. The only problem we've got there is that Rhinox should be a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's not as big as Dinobot, but he's certainly bigger than that.
Is that the Masterpiece Cheetor in the middle?
It is.
Yeah. He's a lot smaller than I thought he would be.
Yeah, and yet he's the right scale.
Yeah. It's odd, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Like, you wouldn't have thought that Cheetor would only go up to, like, Dinobot's eye nipples.
I see you from my chest.
Yeah.
I mean, as a silhouette, the group shot is really cool. It works really nicely. It would have been nice if they photoshopped Rhinox to be a bit bigger, just to cheat for a little bit. But I can understand why they didn't. But yeah, I mean, the group shot's really nice. The Primal still looks really cool to me. I think he's really, really nice. The Cheetor is very much just steps off the screen, but Rhinox desperately needs to have a Masterpiece treatment. And I don't think he's going to get it.
Do you know?
No. At least he's not going to get it for a while.
Well, I don't think him or Rat Trap are going to get anything just because these toys kind of fill in that gap.
Exactly, yeah. Which is a bit of a shame, but there's other things they can do and spend money on whilst these toys exist. Maybe in 5 years or so we'll start to see something of a Masterpiece Rhinox, but it wouldn't be any time before that.
No, I mean, I think most people would just want a Megatron at this point, so at least you can have Prime and Megatron at the very least.
Yeah. And the idea of a masterpiece, Beast Wars Megatron, does make my spine shiver somewhat.
Oh, good.
Because,
I still think it would be nice if we could have Inferno, because his toy's a bit shit, and Tarantulas and Black Arachnia.
I think a Tarantulas would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because Tarantulas is amazing.
Yeah, though I'd maybe want Transmetal too, just because it's a cooler design, but,
It's a really cool design.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
It is.
But a good Black
love
Arachnia as
Tarantulas.
well. You know?
Yeah, a Black Arachnia that looked like a Black Arachnia.
Yeah, rather than a repaint.
Yeah, outside of animated, there's never been a Black Arachnia that was Black Arachnia, has there?
Well, the Japanese did the Legends figure.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Have you not? Mikey's talked about it with the big flopped up boobs and whatnot, which was done out of the Transmetal, the animated Black Arachnia toy.
I remember. Oh yes, I have seen this. Yeah.
Yes.
Because when he was talking about it on the show, I was just thinking of animated Black Arachnia. I didn't realise that.
No, it
wasn't
got
that when he was
remolded
talking
and
about-
repainted completely.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually.
Yeah, but you're right. The Black Arachnia has not really had many a toy given to her.
Which is a shame, considering just how much of a important part of Beast Wars she was.
I think it's the difficulty of making, not the difficulty of making a spider toy, but the difficulty of including it in either a show or a line, because it's very out of place.
Yeah.
Unless you've built it in with the rest of the stuff in mind.
Yeah.
So,
And that, of course, that original one was just a repaint of Tarantulas, and oh dear.
yeah, it got better, slightly. The Transmetal 2 one was visually interesting, but problematic as well, as it couldn't stand.
That's a nice way of putting that.
Yeah, I think it's a good looking figure, but it had so many issues with the whole He-Man twist hip kick gimmick thing, and her feet being tiny, so she couldn't really support her weight. It was misplaced ideas, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think you're probably bang on the money there, fella.
Yeah, but let me take you, Gruff. Let me take you to the 30th anniversary of Street Fighter 2, as for some bizarre reason, Takara Tomy have decided to do or start releasing the Street Fighter 2 X or Versus Transformers figures. So these are a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive. They're doing two packs. The first 2-pack is going to be Ken, which is going to be out of Titan's Return, Hot Rod, and versus Chun-Li, which is going to be out of Generations Arcee for 8,000 yen. Some people have said it's a shame that Arcee's going to be the only non-headmaster.
Yep.
But, who else would you use? Because that's Chun-Li.
Unfortunately, yes.
That's 100% Chun-Li, but we'll get onto how they look in a moment.
Yeah, we will.
And the second one is going to be Ryu, which is out of Titan's Return Optimus Prime, versus M. Bison, Michael Bibson, or as he's also known in Japan, Vega. He is the Vega, out of Titan's Return Megatron. This one's going to be more expensive for 12,000 yen, and they're going to be coming out next year in May. And we got 2 sets of pictures of these. We got the pictures from the magazine, and we also got official images as well, which show them in stupid Street Fighter poses, and we get some better look at the actual Titan Masters and how they turned out. So, Gruff, Street Fighter. Are you a Street Fighter fan? Do you fight in the streets? Do you like
to be a gigantic Street Fighter fan?
Yeah.
Loved Street Fighter 2, all those versions, and Street Fighter 3. Yes, I even like Street Fighter 3.
Street Fighter 3 is the best, like legit the best of them.
It is a really solid game.
Yeah.
Love the Alpha series, apart from 3. Alpha 3 was not great.
Yeah.
4 is a decent game, and 5 is a...
5's disappointing on a huge level.
Yeah, it exists.
I like 4. I think 4's pretty good. It's not amazing or anything, but...
I'll even tell you something really, really off-putting.
I
like Street Fighter EX.
I've never played it, but I like how silly it is. You cannot beat Skullmanian or Darien Dark.
Nope.
Is it Doctrine Dark or Darien Dark?
Darien, isn't it?
I can't remember. I just remember he throws bombs and he goes, Explosives. 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 It's great.
Street Fighter V is a great series. I don't care
Which
what
one's
anyone says.
V?
It's the series of Ryu and Ken. Oh, sorry, Ryu and Ken, as they travel around the world and accidentally thwart Bison many times.
Oh, poor Michael.
It's brilliant because of so many reasons. It's honestly, if you haven't seen Street Fighter V, go and see it. It's really lighthearted. It's got one of the best ideas for Bison that could have ever been created. It's just so stupid. It's not. I wouldn't say it's lighthearted, but it does have a really odd sense of humor that makes me very happy. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Street Fighter 2, the live action movie, comedy genius.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm firmly in the camp that believes that it's a great comedy film. Nobody seems to realise it was made to be a comedy. In the vein of Rush Hour, no less. And then Legend of Chun-Li is absolute dog shit. So, I'm a fan of Street Fighter, to the point where I still own I don't still own, I rebought it a couple of years ago, the UK Street Fighter 2 manga.
Oh, yes.
Which is great. And these things sing to my tune in a very special way.
Did they sing to your tune enough for you to buy them, or just to appreciate what they are?
If these came out 3-4 years ago, I would be all over these like a rash.
Okay. What about now, though?
Now, as I said before, I'm going to be much more careful about what I spend money on. So
let's say down the line, let's say by this time next year, you have the theoretical money that you could afford them and still be happy. Would you then buy them?
So I don't need to spend money on anything else, and I've found myself with 70 quid that. I found myself with a 70 quid voucher for a online retailer of some description that stocks these.
Yeah, like your bills are paid for that month, and nothing else needs to be done.
Okay, I probably would,
Yeah.
Yeah, because these have opened up an interesting idea to my head.
Okay.
And I pray.
They're not going to do Eternal Champions, Gruff.
No, I wish.
They're not going to do that.
If anyone's going to do Eternal Champions, it's going to be Boss Fight Studios. And the only reason they'll do that is to stop me sending them emails.
Let me buy the license. No. Let me buy the license.
Sega still won't let me do it,
I know. You're the only person who wants it.
I haven't tried for about 2 years, actually. I should really get back onto doing that.
You should.
It's a true story. These open up an interesting... I'm desperately hoping that there's going to be some kind of comic that goes with these.
Oh, you'd hope so.
Because it would be beautiful. Because I like to think the little robots, the headmasters themselves, they are not robots. They are the actual Street Fighter characters.
Oh yeah, they'll just be master forcing the suits on, I would have
hoped. Jumping onto the transtectors.
Hell yeah.
Which God, can you imagine it? Ryu's just there like, how? Dun 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 dun. How? Dun, and then Bison's like, I'll fight you at your own level. And then he jumps onto a giant robot. It's like, and then tries to stand on Ryu's head. And he's like, but I am Ryu, Hadouken! And then he jumps up and turns into his robot version. And then there's a moment where the two fighter jets are flying around the sky, Hadoukening and Psycho crushing each other. And then one turns into a tank and the other turns into a truck. The tank wins that fight. Yeah. Obviously. And then, it's someone presses all 4 buttons at once, and then Ryu jumps out and Ken jumps in, and he's a really fast car. He's like, meow, do, and then it's like, Tatsumosika, and then he jumps out of his car. The car keeps travelling along, crashes into the side of the tank, as Ken jumps out the cockpit and does the Tatsumosika against the side of the tank and knocks Bison out. It's like, oh no, I've been beaten down, and then Chun-Li jumps out. It's like, oh no, I have no robot person head, so I must sit over here, and I fooled you with my 100-foot kick, and then Kaikuken, and then does all that, and then Bison's like, and then somebody turns up and Overlord's been repainted as Sagat, and he jumps out, and it's like, bang, 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 bang.
That would actually be quite cool for an Overlord, for a SAG.
Yes, it would. It really would. And you might guess I've spent quite a lot of time thinking about how this would all work. I love these to bits. They are amazing. I mean, what gets me Right, let's just ignore everything else except the bison for a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm getting into this because I'm so excited about these things. The bison head, it took me a little while to realise that they hadn't re-sculpted the head.
No, I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is. It's Bison's face.
Yeah. I think it maybe would have been better. I mean, asking them to resculpt is out of the question, but it would have been nice if they could have done it so that he had a bit more of a Cap look.
Yeah.
It looks good, but it's slightly off because it's the Megatron bucket helmet, and they've just painted on the Shadow Law logo, however you want to say it.
Would you have been happier if they'd painted the side parts of the bucket head black? Because then you get the idea of the hair.
Maybe. No, I don't think that would have worked, actually.
No. Okay.
Because they would have had this... Think of those giant cheek parts.
Yes.
As black hair.
Yeah, exactly. That's...
Giant mutton chops.
Oh, God, I want to see Bison like a Victorian gentleman. That would be amazing. So, unfortunately, yeah, there's no other way to do it than the way that they've done it here. But I don't care, because that Bison is a thing of absolute beauty.
I do have a question for you, though. Do you find the flesh colour on these robots a little bit disturbing? Especially on Ken.
Yeah. What I find the most disturbing is that Ken and Ryu have flesh chests.
Yeah.
And it's... In Ken's version, it looks like he's just taken some flesh, put it over a sheet, and then stuck it to his chest. Ryu looks more like he's got a open-up jacket like a hairy robot lover.
Mm-hmm.
But Ken looks... Oh, God, it's horrific.
It is slightly. It is slightly.
See, my thought is, it's Ken, but made out of hot rod. How many times can I make Rob buy this?
Oh, that'd be good.
Because it's hot rod, and it's Ken.
I love the fact that using that hot rod head, they've managed to somehow get the eyebrows in as well for Ken. It's stupid alpha eyebrows.
Yeah, it's... You know that somewhere this was a labour of love for someone.
Oh, yeah.
That this wasn't going to happen, and then this guy turned up and went, "Look what I've done." And the guys at the top of Takara just went, "This is amazing! To Capcom!" And then they flew there in their special Takara jet. And then you introduced it to Capcom, and Capcom were like, "Okay, give us some money."
Yeah, it feels like that. It's so bizarre, but like you say, with a lot of love behind it. It's weird that Ken is the only one with a Street Fighter logo on him.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's just Ken that has it and nobody else. Maybe it would have been better if none of them had it.
I think it would be better if none of them had it, but it works for Ken because Ken's the brash American, so he's going to get somebody to pay to put a logo on the back of his spoiler.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
To me, it fits with the character.
These are great, though. They are expensive.
Yeah.
They're expensive, but they are. I think Chun-Li might be my favorite one.
I haven't even talked about the Chun-Li as such. The Chun-Li is fantastic because it's Chun-Li.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no two ways around it. That is Chun-Li. Yeah, Ken, it's Ken, but it's a little bit of Ken as a robot. Ryu, squint a little bit because even though it is Ryu, it's still a giant bulky robot. The Bison is freaking Bison, but the Chun-Li is... It's surprising how much that's Chun-Li.
Wouldn't it be disturbing if the comic she's not actually a robot?
It's just Chun-Li.
Folding up into a car.
Have you seen the GIF that I found of Chun-Li as a helicopter?
Yes, that was pretty good. That has to be what this is going to reference. It has to be.
It has to be. It really does.
Yeah.
I'm mesmerised by these.
If I could get two, I'd get Bison and I'd get Chun-Li.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's Bison and Ryu and Ken and Chun-Li.
Yeah.
If there was some way I could grab these somewhere down the line for a reasonable price, I would. Because they are just majestic.
It's a shame it's not the Super Street Fighter version because there's no Cammy.
Yes.
And they would never be a Cammy because they've got the other Street Fighter 2 characters to do.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, if they kept doing this... the problem we've got here is... Because this comes out of nowhere, it's very difficult to think of what else they could do. I do think Overlord of Sagat would probably work pretty damn well.
Mm.
But
He could maybe work as Balrog even,
Yes.
or M Bison.
Aye. Vega.
Yes.
But I mean, who would you get as Dalcine?
You need someone lanky, really, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's. I don't know because I wouldn't have guessed making, Ryu from Octane.
No, that's true.
I guess it depends what color scheme works the best.
Yeah.
If it does.
Blanca, how would you do a Blanca? It's really difficult to try and work out.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to the guy who came up with this.
Ask him how
And just
why.
Worship at his feet. Proper Wayne's World style. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Because this is. It also conjures up interesting ideas about the old Star Wars crossover.
Yeah, these are these are better because they are good toys first,
Yes,
and then repainted rather than terrible toys attempting to be Star Wars vehicles, and then into robots.
It's the difference between them, as you say, because these are mainline Transformers first. That's why the quality of them is way and beyond what the Star Wars Transformers were. But I mean, I would love to see more stuff like this. I mean, Mortal Kombat characters, or if you're just staying in Capcom, things like Mega Man or.
Oh, Mega Man doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah. Most of Capcom's franchises kind of feel like they don't exist anymore.
Arthur from Ghouls and Goblins,
He's been dead for a while. They
Resident
drag his
Evil.
corpse back every now and again. Resident Evil be alright.
Mm-hmm. Who would you have as Chris? Yeah.
The biggest robot, like Metroplex would probably work, and he'd still be too small for Chris.
Yeah, that's true. That man does smuggle cantaloupes into the country in his forearms.
I'd kind of laugh if it was done out of brawn. Just tiny, but he's the strongest of all.
Oh, that would be so good if they just did a load of other Capcom characters out of the Legends figures.
Yeah.
Because that brawn would look awesome as a Mega Man.
Oh, it's good stuff. It's weird and crazy, but I'm all right with it.
So I'm glad that we're ending the show here because we can't get any better.
No, yeah, we're going to go downhill a bit, but we still do have some other bits of news. So do you want to take us away with some fun little images?
We can do. I'm going to look at these Street Fighter characters even more. Because I can't get over how good they are. Shall I go to some Generation 1 Season 3 soundtrack?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Because, my friends, let me take you back. Let me take you back a good couple of years.
When we were young and carefree.
Not so much, because I'm an old man. I've been an old man for quite some time. The Kickstarter had a project many years back, which was the entirety of the Transformers Generation 1 soundtrack was going to be restored. In a way that most magicians would probably sit down and weep. These guys have done it. These guys have managed to take all of the music from the original 3 seasons of Transformers and turn it into 3 albums. I don't know how they've done it. And it's an incredible piece of work. And I think a round of applause needs to be done for these guys, because good God in heaven, how do you even do it?
Time and love.
Yeah.
And knowledge, most importantly, knowledge.
Yeah, you've got to be a very, very good sound engineer to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're basically just taking samples out of every episode in order to do this. Because as far as I'm aware, they haven't remade the music, have they?
I don't think so. I think it is, like you say, just sampling and then splicing it together somehow.
Mm-hmm. And
it's nuts.
It is. It really is. I'm trying to find what's the name of the site that has it. Let me just get this for you, because I do think that people need to get out there and get this downloaded. Right, so if you go to Kickstarter.com projects 13425761182/Grimbots-soundtrack-restoration, you can download the entire thing from there. I'm just trying to see if there's an easier No, there doesn't seem to be. That's a bit of a shame, actually.
Yeah, well,
So-
Kickstarter.
Yeah, so if you just go to Kickstarter, there doesn't seem to be another website anywhere that's got them hosted. Okay, right. Looks like there's something going on there. Cool. So if you just go to Kickstarter and search for TF Soundtrack Restoration, you'll be able to find it and get it downloaded. And seriously, go and get it downloaded. I had to listen to this the other day, and it is beautiful to listen to.
Is it good quality? Is it?
It is. It's fantastic quality. It doesn't sound... The best way to describe it sounds like an album of the time, but doesn't sound like it's been pulled from episodes.
Right, okay.
I don't understand how they've done it. I honestly don't. It's an absolute labour of love, and these guys... It's a shame that there isn't some way that we can kind of reward them for it, other than, of course, they've been given money to do it. But some kind of fan... No, I don't know how to describe it. Some kind of fan award would be very much in their favour, I think, because they have done such an amazing job with it.
So send them your love.
Yes.
If find a way and send them your love.
Yeah, get there, get it downloaded, and find them on social media and thank them, because these guys are just... They've gone above and beyond. They really have. No,
agreed. I'll need to get it downloaded myself and have a listen at some point.
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It's surprising what they've managed to achieve. As you can tell, I'm a little bit enamoured by this.
I'm not surprised. Like you say, a lot of work and effort's gone into it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll move on. I'll move us on to our last stories. As we have ticket announcements for 2 conventions, TF Nation 2018 has updated their ticket prices. So if you're interested, TF Nation is going to be on next year, 2018, from the 17th to the 19th of August. At the same place, I'm assuming it's the same place as usual, which is Birmingham Airport Place Hotel.
The Birmingham Hilton, yes.
Yeah, that place. And we've got the prices. So the prices seem to be the same as they were last year. So if you're over 60, which Gruff is now, I think.
Yeah, not far off.
It's 20 quid.
Oh, my knees are knackered.
See, that's one great thing about becoming older. You'll have cheaper prices.
Yes. And I need to have my prostate looked at.
Don't worry, Gruff. I'll get that sorted for you.
Some are column A, some are column B.
Adults, that's 18 to 59. That's 60, which is what it was last year. Adults, young adults, 16, 17 is 30. And children from 0 to 15 are for free. So as long as they're with an adult or someone.
Yeah.
And then you have the Saturday only tickets and the Sunday only tickets. I'll just say the adults. So Saturday only is 35 and Sunday only is 30. And that obviously includes your trading halls, your panels, and all your autographs and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's good. That's good. Yes. I'm glad to hear that the prices aren't shifting. It's nice to see. Are you pleased, Gruff?
Yes, very pleased.
Well, let me ask you about another thing you might be pleased about. You like Christmas. We've talked about this today. This is a new story that went up.
Ho, ho, ho!
Yep. That didn't go up too long ago. To celebrate the joy of Christmas with TF Nation's limited edition Genericon t-shirt. This is reading directly from their website. Mm-hmm. This TF Nation online exclusive features original full-color artwork printed on a black t-shirt in a range of different sizes and cuts. The shirt will be available for the next weekend, so make sure you order it. It is TF Nation. It's the logo, but with snow on it. Some snow, a snowman, Optimus Prime, satanic ritual statue, and a cultist worshipper wearing a snowy hat called Genericon.
All hail Genericon.
I think it's all hail the Frozen Prime. Just like the lead up to like a weird Transformers TF Nation Game of Thrones.
Yes, it is.
No, white snowmen are coming.
There's already a Transformers a Transformers Game of Thrones.
Oh no, go away. Yeah. Podcast is over. We're done. Game over. You ruined it.
To be honest, I haven't actually watched any of Titans Returns.
You're not missing out. We were going to talk about, well, at least I was going to talk about episode 3, but then I thought, I don't really want to talk about it each week for one episode, because it would just be, why is it shit this week? So what I think is going to happen on Moonbase is we're going to wait until most of it's done, if not all of it's done, and then just talk about it as a whole, as an entity.
Yeah.
Rather than just doing one episode a week, because it's just not worth it. Price of the...
I was going to say, I'm going to wait for it to finish, then I'm going to spend a Sunday afternoon, I think, just watching it. And...
I think you should probably miss it, because you don't have to watch it.
No, but I really enjoy hurting myself.
Oh, wow, you should... you should come talk to me, and I'll let you know how watching stuff can cause you pain. I do that as a master's degree at university. The price of the t-shirt, back on topic, is going to be £15. That is not including postage, I don't think. It says plus postage. Yeah, so you're going to have to pay postage on top. So probably 18 or so. Yeah, £2.35 postage if you're getting one. And £5 for the rest of the world. And they've got an order form up on the website if you want to get it. It's gone forever in 8 days, 14 hours, and 33 minutes, and 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27. It's running out fast, guys. So if you want it, go and grab it. Gruff, do you want it?
Yes.
Okay, go get it.
No.
Oh. I'm not a Christmas t-shirt kind of guy. I'm just not a let's buy new clothes kind of person. I'll wear my clothes out to the bitter end, and resentfully buy new ones. So this isn't something for me. But hey, it's nice that they're doing kind of a little thing, a gimmicky thing, I suppose, for people to jump onto. It's nice. Yeah. Keeps it in the mind of people.
Yeah, a little bit of nice community stuff, but good and fun.
Exactly. And the tickets, or at least the TFCon, USA 2018 announcement for Chicago. That's where it's taking place. It's going to be October the 26th to the 28th. And we don't have any other information apart from it's going to be the Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel Conference Center. That's a big title, but that's where it is. And again, October 26th to the 28th next year. So if you're an American that likes TFCon, that's where it is. That's where it's going to be.
Go to it.
And it seems like that's going to probably be the big convention, since I don't think HasCon's having one. I think they're taking a year off and then doing one in 2019.
Yeah, from what I've seen and from what I've heard you guys talk about,
it
sounds like they're going to be doing one every other year.
Yeah.
Which is different and interesting, but okay, fair dues.
It certainly leaves a gap, though.
It does.
And I would hope and think that it'll probably be taken up by the other conventions. I would think TFCon will probably become the primary convention for America. I could be wrong, though. Maybe there'll be a new contender kicking in the door.
If there was, I think we'd hear about it by now.
I would have thought so as well, but who knows?
Yeah, true.
That's our news done for the week. So, Mr. Gruff, what have you been up to this week that's been fun and dandy and dancing? Have you been putting on your pants on your head and all that kind of stuff, like a crazy mofo like that?
Mostly, I've been just settling into a new job.
Oh. Not fun, but very good.
No, to be honest, it's been great fun. It's the best job I've ever had. It's fantastic. Just kind of getting settled into that. I haven't really done much, really. Been playing a lot of Warhammer when the chance comes along, because I've been enjoying getting into some tabletop stuff.
I hear on Facebook that you've decided to do a bad thing and get into yet another army.
Not quite.
Have you not been buying tree people, or getting in and starting to buy tree people?
No. I've been doing something very different with that.
Oh?
The idea was... Right, so I'll take you back a little bit. There's a guy named Ian Miller, right? He was an artist for Games Workshop way back when.
How long, like second edition?
Yeah, so the late
Best
80s.
edition.
Yes. Late 80s into the early 90s.
Yeah.
And 1 second, I will give you some of his artwork. And don't worry, this is leading somewhere.
Okay. I'll be honest, I wish you were giving it to me on paper.
That would be beautiful, wouldn't it?
To put up in a frame on my wall.
Well, you'll yeah. So I'm going to send... God, I would love some of this with art. So this is what Ian Miller used to do. So I'll send you that. You can kind of have a look at a lot of the style of artwork he did.
Opening the link. Oh, okay, yeah, yep.
Right? So what I wanted to do was I wanted to try and replicate that style of art as a 3D model.
Oh, right, okay.
So the reason I got some Sylvaneth was to make scenery.
That sounds like a really weird way to spend money, but I could see that because they've got
Yeah.
some interesting and unique designs to them.
Yes. And I managed to get them.
You're effectively, for those not aware and can't see the images, Gruff's kind of wanted to make Mortal Kombat trees,
Exactly. Yeah.
kind of.
Well, that's where the first thought was. I wanted to try and replicate the Mortal Kombat trees.
Yeah.
And then I found some of Ian Miller's work, and it just fired off the sparks of recognition. The sort of old parts of my brain that I haven't used for many, many years. But I remember this stuff. This stuff was amazing. And so I really wanted to have a go at trying to replicate it. So what I managed to do was organise a little deal. And because of that, I got hold of a load of Sylvaneth bits. So not enough to make an army with or anything, but enough bits to try and make a load of trees. So armed with my sculpting tools and green stuff, I had a go. And I've managed to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've managed to make 6 bases of living trees.
Oh.
And I'm just currently working through them now and trying to build them into bits of scenery. And it's there's something about sitting and sculpting that really just chills me out and puts me into a very zen state of mind.
More so than painting.
Yeah, actually, I think I enjoy sculpting more than painting.
Hmm.
There's just something about it. I'm always happier with something I've sculpted rather than something I've painted.
Right.
Whenever I painted something, I have to put it down at some point because I'll know I'll just paint it to destruction. I'll end up ruining it. Because
Right.
I'll keep thinking to myself, I'll just fix that. I'll just fix that. I'll just do something with that. So there has to be a point where I go, right, I'm done painting that. That's going to go away. Sculpting, I just kind of know when it's finished. You know, there's no force, there's no element of me going, right, I'll put that away now, and I might come back to it at some other point and do some other bits to it. Sculpting, it's done. It's now I'm finished with it.
Yeah, there's more of a defined end point.
Yeah, very much so. So yeah, that's what I've been doing with that. I've been all this came about because my iron jaws, my oryx, they were originally based up on a molten lava base, and I got hold of a old 1996, I think, campaign pack. Just found it on the internet and downloaded it and printed them out. And in that there is a load of like totems, orc totems, and so I made them, and then had a little go at changing them up a little bit so they're a bit more 3D. And then I thought they'd look really cool being overgrown, so I made them more overgrown, a load of plant life and everything over it, little animals in there. Then I realised it didn't really fit with my oryx, so I made all my oryx look like they were tramping through bits of scenery and jungle, and then wanted to make the Mortal Kombat trees to go with them, find Ian Miller's artwork, memories fire off, so I started making that. It seems to be how this hobby goes for me. I make one decision, and then I just end up way down the path doing something which is only slightly connected, which is good fun.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it's probably the highlight of the hobby for is where it just opens up a load of creative roads for me just to go down and play with.
That's good.
Yes, and it's something I get a lot of fun out of. Outside of that, out of buying stuff, I haven't really bought or really watched anything recently. I'm just trying to think of anything I might have watched that might be of interest. The Good Place, actually. Have you seen
Good Place?
Have you seen anything of The Good Place?
I've never even heard of it.
Right.
It's a place I'd love to go to.
The Good Place is a Netflix comedy. And it's all about a woman who dies in a very embarrassing manner and goes to the good place. And halfway through the first episode, she admits to somebody who's meant to be her soulmate that they've made a mistake. She is not this saint who deserves to be in the good place. She was actually quite a nasty piece of work. Not bad, just fairly indifferent. And so she doesn't deserve to be here at all. And it's her trying to learn to be good. It doesn't sound great, but it's got a very twisted sense of humour that I've really enjoyed.
Okay.
And it's got Ted Danson as the architect of the good place, Michael.
Oh, man.
And he's
dancing.
Oh god, there's a sequence where he kicks a puppy into the sun. I was weeping. I was absolutely weeping. It's about halfway through, I kind of clicked something wasn't quite right and started making theories. And I won't tell you if I was right or wrong, or even what those theories were. But each episode's 20 minutes, so it's a really fast, snappy show. It's pretty good. I recommend it.
Very good, very good.
Outside of that, I've discovered that The Detectives is all on YouTube, so I'm going to watch them at some point this week.
The what, sorry?
The Detectives, starring Jasper Carrott and Robert Powell.
Ah, okay.
It was a 1993 BBC series that was, I seem to remember being very, very funny. Yeah, so that's really about it. I lead a very boring life at the moment.
Oh.
A lot of things that are on the back burner just as I'm getting settled into the new job. How about yourself, Andy? What amazing things have you been doing? Tell me of the life of Andy. Tell me of the worlds that you have conquered.
I'll tell you of a movie I watched last night, which I sent you a trailer to, called Red Line.
Yeah.
Which is an anime movie made by Madhouse. It is set in a futuristic world where people race their cars, and imagine the car races are kind of like wacky races. You know, you can use guns to blow people up. And they go to the Red Line is the top tier of the racing tracks, and they race on a place called Robot World this time round because it's like the Olympic Games that kind of moves around places, but Robot World don't want them there, so they try and gun them down with ships and stuff. But they go, fuck it, we're gonna race here anyway. And it's the plot itself, the actual story is fine. That's not kind of the reason why you watch it. You watch it because the animation is fucking amazing. It's completely hand-drawn. It took them 4 years to draw it, and you can see how incredible it is. The first kind of racing action sequence, you really fall into it. You feel the adrenaline, and it really gets you going. The music, the everything about it is visually is mind-blowing to watch. It's really good. I'd love to have seen this on the big screen. I highly recommend it just for a visual experience at the very least.
It's the trailer did look absolutely stunning, and I do want to have a watch of it at some point when I get a chance.
Yeah, to know it's not done on the computer.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's all hand drawn, and then just accentuated with not CGI, but with computer graphics and stuff, just to help it along is great. Madhouse have always done great work. They're a really good animation house.
They are, yes.
And they still are. So
Madhouse did Dead Leaves, didn't they?
I think so.
Which was, I think I always described it as the Japanese version of Pink Floyd's The Wall.
I can see that, yeah.
Mind-boggling, but a really, really good animation.
Yeah, I'd say go and watch this. The ending, it just kind of ends. And there's a, in quotations, love story, but I didn't really buy it. It felt like it felt very secondary. Like that wasn't the point of why you're watching. Like you say, you're not watching for the story. You're watching for the spectacle.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it nailed it. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Much like Speed Racer, which is a much better film than anyone ever says.
The live action movie.
Yep.
Huh.
It is.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I've seen people say it's shit, and that's about it.
It is absolutely fine. Sorry.
No. I was waiting to see if there was a joke at the end of that or not.
No, I actually quite enjoyed Speed Racer. It's exactly what the cartoon series was.
Oh, see, I didn't like the cartoon series.
No, right, okay. It's just stupid nonsense. It's nothing but sound and noise, you know, much like the cartoon was.
Other stuff I did this week was I started watching, I haven't finished it yet, I'm only 3 episodes into an anime called Made in Abyss, which seems to be very good at the moment. Very cutesy character designs, but then I heard through people that it had a very Madoka-esque theme to it, and I went, oh, Madoka, that went pretty dark pretty fast. So I'm hoping this will too. It's set on an island in this big town, and in the center of this town is a giant pit called the Abyss, which has different layers. and explorers go down to find relics, and the further down they go into the abyss, the more they're affected by the curse of the abyss, which is a thing that as you're coming back up, you will experience different degrees of nausea, dizziness, and then to bleeding from orifices, to then, what's the next one? Near death, to the last one, which I think is just full on death.
Okay.
So it's not going down. The problem is going back up.
I like that.
Yeah, so only special kind of adventurers called white whistles. Mm-hmm. They all have whistle colors, and it kind of determines how far down the abyss you can go. And there are certain areas which people have theoretically never been to, because even if they could go there, they could never go back up and tell anyone about it. And it's obviously the further down you go, the more relics there are, and the more dangerous creatures, because there's a fuck ton of weird, creepy, dangerous creatures. And it's set around this girl whose mom has gone down and is never seen again. She is the greatest white whistle, of course.
Of course.
And the little girl finds a robot boy. And the mystery of, like, where does this little robot boy come from? Because, he's not normal. That's not part of the normal world. Is he a relic? Is he from the abyss? Is he from the bottom of the abyss? Who knows? I don't know. I'm on episode 3.
You haven't got that far yet.
I haven't got that far yet. I haven't reached those levels. But it's good. It doesn't. The first episode doesn't give you like a synopsis of what the world is. It just goes, okay, here we go. We're going in, and you'll learn as you go, which is nice.
Yeah, that's something I've always enjoyed.
Yeah,
much prefer that than just setting out the everything in exposition to start with.
Yeah, when someone's doing a big talking thing where they sit you down and they make you listen, and you go, okay, this is the world. This is how everything works.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it's better when you just see it and you go, "Oh, I guess this is just how it works here." Okay, No, I'm enjoying it so far. It's good. I look forward to seeing if it hits its peak or if it falls away. I heard recently that it's getting a season 2, so that's a good sign at the very least. That's good.
I think I'm gonna have to have a look for this.
Yeah, Made in Abyss.
Mm-hmm. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
I can help you out. Don't you worry about that, Mr. Gruff.
Well, thank you very much.
And I also got, during the Black Friday sales, a game called Nier Automata, or Automata, I think it's called.
Automata.
Yeah.
Assuming. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the sequel, a light sequel to Nier and Drakengard 3 and all those games, which are... I watched a video on how they're all linked together, and I stopped the video at the end, and I went, what the fuck did I watch? Because it made no fucking goddamn sense. So they even said at the beginning of that video that it's convoluted, so if you don't get it, that's okay. It's messy. So I haven't got too far into it just yet, because I've been trying to sort out its frame rate and stuff, because it's not great, and my graphics card, I think, is underpowered for it.
Right.
But what I've been playing of it so far, it's fun. I'm an android lady called 2B, and I'm fighting these very cute little robots that have apparently destroyed the Earth, and I'm an android and stuff. But some of the androids, the robots aren't attacking me, so maybe there's something up with them. I don't know. But it's good. It's fun. It's enjoyable so far, and I'll proceed with that. It's one of those games that has like an ending A, B, C, D, E, and F kind of thing. Yeah. So you got to play it multiple times to get all the different endings and then decide which one is the ending. So
does it feel like a game that you're going to go through multiple times?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's done by Platinum.
Okay.
And
so
Platinum,
yeah,
Platinum, do Metal Gear Revenge and so Rising, I should say, and Transformers Devastation.
Yeah,
they've had some few flops recently with the Turtles game kind of being a bit wank. But this feels good in terms of an action fighting game, even if it's not perfectly ported. So yeah, I've been enjoying that, and that's it. That's been my week for the most part. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Gruff, for coming on and talking with me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Andy. It's always good to see you, Andy.
Oh, thank you.
Always good.
Good. Get me parking sorted out and we can see each other again.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Yeah. So, thank you everybody for listening to the podcast. I need and will be getting out a Moonbase woo-woo On my own, it will be. I've decided what it's going to be on. Moonbase Woo Woo for this month is going to be me explaining to you why James Bond 007 Die Another Day is the best James Bond movie. And I mean that with no sarcasm, no joke. I will go through it with you and say why I find it to be the best James Bond movie, and hopefully you'll come to appreciate it as well.
I am not going to disagree with you in any way, shape, or form.
That's because you've got the right idea about what that movie is.
Yep.
Or what James Bond should be.
Yep.
So,
just a little bit stupid.
Yes. But we'll go into that more in Moonbase Woo Woo. Mr. Gruff, where can people find you on the internet if they want to?
If they want to. Right, so there are projects abound all over the place. All of them are on a slight hiatus for the time being. They're all coming back, don't worry. It's just that with everything that's been going on, it's been quite difficult to do anything really. So you can find me at the Fluff and Hammer, which is it was going to be fortnightly. I'm not sure how it's going to work going forward, but it is a look at the worlds and fiction of Games Workshop's Warhammer Worlds with myself and George, the always amazing, exaggerated elegy. And we get quite in depth. There's going to be 2 episodes coming out, which are going to be less about that and more about just talking about a lot of the state of play that's happening at the moment. We're going to get back onto a proper schedule in the next... Well, probably it's going to be the new year, unfortunately. But then we should be able to get back. At the moment, we're just trying to get mini episodes out so people still have things to listen to. Also, you can find that at The Creeks... Sorry, could you edit that bit for me, Andy, please?
No.
Oh, bastard. You can find that at fluffandhammer.weebly.com, along with everything else that comes up on the Fluff and Hammer. You can also find me at The Creeks, which is at thecreeks.weebly.com, which is the story of 3 men locked in a room trying to unravel conspiracy theories. It is madness. It is actual madness given form. If anyone's heard the Uri Geller episode, you'll understand just how much the world needs to be nuked from orbit. Also, in the new year, I'll be returning to the TF Nation podcast, getting that up and running again, where I'll be myself interviewing various people from the Transformers world, be it either fans or be it people who've worked in the mediums or medias of some description. I've also got a project named Riveted Sounds, which has just kicked up another gear. Riveted Sounds is my audiobook project, where the idea of it is that there are going to be a multitude of audiobooks by me and by other people who are guest readers coming in, and they'll all be there for pay what you want, basically. At the moment, we've got a few things up there. None of the big ones have dropped yet because there's all sorts of legal wranglings and whatnot that need to be sorted out before I can start releasing things. But to keep people tided over, we've now got the Riveted Sounds podcast, which is a collection of 10 to 15 minute short stories, mostly read by me. We've got a guy called Tom Adams who's just come on board. He is an author of short horror, and he's just read The Beast of Both Worlds, which is a fantastic little story. And we're going to have George on there as well as... I'm not going to say anything more about who else we've got coming up. There's more people coming on board to do stuff for that. So if you ever wanted short-form fiction, it's going to be there for free. And then if you really enjoy that, come have a look at Riveted Sounds, the website, and see if there's any of the audiobooks on there that you'd fancy buying. I recommend Mean Streets, The History of the 2D Fighter by Alan Stairs. And that's me. That's everything. I promise.
Very good. Yeah, lots of stuff. That's good. You're a project king.
I am terrible for this.
It's fine. I can speed it up in post production. Set it to double speed or something.
So I've started listening to all my podcasts at 1.2 speed.
Oh God.
Let's just say the latest Star Dub was a joy to behold. Rolf talking at 1.2 speed it's unreal. It's inhuman.
It's an experience.
It's amazing. Everyone should do it at least once.
There was actually something else I did this week. I did 2 videos. One was on a Transformer Legends Cup, and the other was a reply to the Transformers YouTube community. So if you want to look at them, you can head over to my stuff, which is on YouTube. Cobra Commander, CCTFW, on the YouTubes. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr, CCTFW. You can also find this podcast on YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. That's where you'll hear this, or you can download it from places like iTunes and Libsyn and all those kind of RSS feed places. You can actually find us on Libsyn. We've got the Moonbase 2 forums and the Facebook page and lots of other places as well, and Twitter, but Mikey never uses the account, so harass him forever and tell him he should use it more. And you can also find all of my nonsense work on the ccbunker.weebly.com, where everything else goes, pretty much. So, thank you very much, Mr. Gruff, for joining me once again. It's been good having you.
It's
been you've had fun.
I've had loads of fun. It's been a pleasure, Andy. An absolute pleasure.
I think I've stumbled quite a few times tonight, but, you've kept with me, which is the main thing.
I've just been sitting here, just talking.
Imagine you stroking your cat like Dr. Claw.
No, Gimli left earlier on. I think he's just looked at me and went, fucking nerd. Just walked out.
Have you ever considered getting yourself a Dr. Claw glove?
Yes. And that's not a lie. I actually have considered dressing as Dr. Claw for Halloween one year and using Gimli as Mad Cat.
The problem is, if you were going off the toy, at least, the true Dr. Claw, you'd need to be an ugly piece of crap face mask over the top of you.
No, what I would do is I'd just have the back of a chair on my back and I would just walk backwards everywhere.
See, I thought you were going to say your main costume would be a chair, but you would have holes. It would be the back of a chair, but you'd have holes in it so you could see through the back of the chair.
That would probably be safer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not as fun, I imagine.
It kind of loses a lot of the joy, I think, if I did it like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Costumes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Andy. I feel like I've disappointed you somehow.
You have.